Welcome to our first video of donning and doffing in a sterile field with our PPE. I am here at Piedmont Technical College in Greenwood, South Carolina, and I am joined here today with my wonderful colleague, Aubrey. Hello, Aubrey. She is going to help me demonstrate the donning and doffing in a sterile field with all of our PPE. So we are currently in school to become cardiovascular technologists, or you could say an RCIS, which is a registered cardiovascular invasive specialist. Today we are going to begin with our gown and gloves, and we are going to start with the closed method. But before we do that, we have some prerequisites, which just include washing our hands, making sure that our wrists are free of jewelry, no chipped nail polish or anything like that. Necklaces are tucked in, and no big earrings, only studded earrings if they are worn. We're gonna have our hair tied up or have a scrub cap on. I also want to include that our PPE does include a cap, shoe covers, glasses, gloves, and gown. We are going to start with demonstrating how to put on our gown and our gloves. Recording. All right, so we are going to grab our gown from the inside. The dark blue indicates that this is not sterile, so it is totally okay. We're gonna put our hands in those little cuffs and we're gonna just open up that gown and we're gonna kind of push our hands through, let the gown flow down. And as you can see, we're about a foot away from the table because we just want to make sure that we're not touching anything. We're going to kind of pull our fingers all the way up to those white cuffs without those fingertips protruding, just to make sure that we are remaining sterile. Now we are going to, let me tie her up. So at this point, someone would come and assist the scrub by tying them up. You are going to strap the Velcro at the top. You are going to tie the inside. So now that she is tied from the back and strapped up, we are going to continue to the gloving process. So these gloves do come in a sterile pack, which basically means that they have not been touched before. They are sterile and they are on a sterile surface as well. So I know I keep saying the word sterile, and we have to maintain sterility throughout the entire process. This is just for our own protection and the protection of the patient. So as you can see, Aubrey is not putting her fingertips through the white collar or cuffs at the wrist. She is grabbing the gloves with the inside of the gown. As she puts one side on, now that she has one side on her right arm, she is able to grab the other glove entirely with that glove because that glove is entirely sterile, so that's totally fine. So long as the fingertips are not protruding the white cuffs, she is still remaining sterile. You're good? Yep. So a good method for this, if you could just pause for 1 second. A good method for this, as you can see, is that she grabs the gloves from the very bottom of the cuff, and then she kind of flips it over on the front of her hand, and then she grabs the glove and pulls it over. Once she does that, she actually pulls her gown, which allows the glove to come down with her hand going up simultaneously. Yes, so now she's going to adjust her gown, and she can touch her gown because that is totally fine. Now she can adjust her gloves by only touching the outside. That's great. So now what we're going to do is we're going to tie the last part of her gown. She's going to grab the white portion of her tag. I'm going to come around, grab the dark blue portion, and you can untie that or pull it. Yep. And then she's going to do her twirl while holding that side all the way around. And then she's going to grab that. I'm going to take this and discard that as she ties herself up. Awesome. All right, at this point in the process, the doctor will come in the room and the scrub will essentially don the doctor with his gown and with his gloves. So in this case, the doctor's gloves will usually be open and you would have his size selected. However, we are going to show how to open the gloves in a sterile field when setting up a table. So you just want to grab the pack from the open flaps on the inside, pull it right over that table and let it drop and discard of the trash. All right, so assuming that I am the physician, I will come into the room and Aubrey will gown and glove me. And as you can see, she is going to hold the gown from the outermost part, not touching the dark blue because this is technically not sterile. She wants to make sure that she's touching that light blue on the outside to remain sterile. So the doctor will come, he will put his hands in the gown, she'll throw it over him. Someone else will strap the doctor from the back. We're gonna do that just for the purpose of showing you guys this. So pretend somebody gowns me. Perfect. All right, so now she is going to put my gloves on for me. Keeping my hands inside of the white cuffs. She can touch these gloves as much as she likes because she is completely sterile. She's gonna open them up for me. And I'm just going to push my hand downward as she pulls up. Perfect. Almost. That's good. Decent. I'll fix it. Again, pushing my hand down as she pulls up. Good. And then I can adjust, pulling that gown and the glove coming down with it. And then we would repeat the same thing with the tag. So might as well demonstrate that. I will pull the white part, give that to her, and hold this tie as I do my ballerina turn. Grab that as she pulls that. Obviously, she wouldn't be the person doing that. It would be someone else, another assistant. And then tie that up, and we are ready to begin a procedure, assuming that I have on the rest of my PPE. My hairnet, or some people like to call hat, my mask, my lead gown would be underneath my lead gown would be underneath my gown. And now we are going to show how to doff. It's a lot easier, a lot faster, and a lot quicker. We'll both demonstrate this. I guess either one of us can go first. So you're gonna break that seal. We are gonna pull that gown from the chest area, making sure that the outside stays on the outside. Push it over our gloves, pull our gloves down, and wrap that up in a ball. As we take it off, making sure that we don't get any blood on ourselves or any other liquids, rolling that up and discarding that in the proper disposal bin. I'm also going to demonstrate. So again, we're going to break that seal. We are going to go for the chest area, keeping our hands on the outside of the gown, not on the inside. Outside of the gown, we're going to break, and we are going to go forward, making sure that it remains in front of us, pulling those gloves off with the gown, making sure they do not come out, and wrapping that up like a ball and discarding it in the proper discard bin. Kind of want to keep that gown, but there's no point. Many more to come. Forgot to mention one thing. Our sterile field, whenever we are performing a procedure, would be from our collarbone down to our waist. So between our waist and our collarbone, this is a sterile field. So we do not want to have our hands down by our hips during a procedure because anything beneath the table is considered not sterile. Also, we want to avoid touching our face, touching hair, or anything like that. Well, that concludes our demonstration for today. I want to thank Aubrey so much. You're amazing. Thank you so much for the help. And everybody, please thank her in the comments because she was wonderful today. We could not have done this without her. If you guys want to see more videos like this and you want to learn about anything else in particular, please let us know. We will be making more videos. By the way, we are RCIS, future RCIS, because we are in school right now in a cardiovascular technology program. So we're going to be coming out with all kind of videos, updates, and just news when it comes to what we're doing, what we're learning. So follow along on this journey. If this is something that you'd like to do, follow along, subscribe, and just keep watching the videos because it's going to be great. Thank you, Aubrey.
You're welcome.
You're awesome. Thank you so much. Yay.
Ladies and gentlemen,